Coming up first. You probably hadn't noticed, but we have a different one started. This graveyard hides a million secrets. The trees know more than they can tell. The ghosts of the saints and the scholars will haunt you in heaven and in hell. Rattled by the glimmer man, the boogie man, the holy man, living in the shadows of a gunman. Rattled like the coppers in your greasy till. Rattled until time stood still. Look over your shoulder, hear the school bell ring. Another day you made to measure history. I don't care if you're heroes of wings. Your terrible beauty's been told. Faithful departed, we fickle-hearted, as you are now, so once were we. Faithful departed, we the meek-hearted, with graces imparted, bring flowers today. The girls in the kips proclaim their love for you. When you stumbled in, they knew you had a shilling or two. They cursed you on Sundays and holy days, but when you stayed away, when you slept there, a naked light bulb hid your shame. The shadows on the wall took all the blame. The Sacred Heart's picture compassion in his eyes to rub out the river's sighs. Let the grass grow green over the brewery tonight. It'll never come between the darkness and light. There is no pain that can't be eased by the devil's holy water and a rosary bead. Faithful departed, we fickle-hearted, as you are now, so once were we. Faithful departed, we the meek-hearted, with graces imparted, bring flowers today. You're a history book I never could write. Poetry and paralysis too deep to recite. Dress yourself delicious that you won the fight. We're going to celebrate tonight. We leave and climb the pillar like you always meant to. Watch the sun rise over the strand. Close our eyes and we'll pretend it could somehow be the same again. I'll bury you upright so the sun doesn't blind you. You won't have to gaze at the rain and the stars. Sleep and dream at chapels and bars and whiskey in the jar. Faithful departed, look what you started. And underdog's wounds aren't so easy to mend. Faithful departed, there's no broken-hearted or no more tristesse in your world without end. Say there, did you hear the news? Sacco worked at trimming shoes. Vanzetti was a travelling man, pushed his cart round with his hand. Two good men's a long time gone. Sacco and Vanzetti are gone. Two good men's a long time gone. They left me here to sing the song. Sacco was born across the sea, somewhere over in Italy. Vanzetti, born a parents fine, drank the best Italian wine. Sacco sailed the sea one day, ended up in the Boston Bay. Vanzetti sailed the ocean blue, ended up in Boston too. Two good men's a long time gone. Sacco and Vanzetti are gone. Two good men's a long time gone. They left me here to sing the song. Sacco was a family man. Sacco's wife 3 children had. Vanzetti was a dreaming man. His books were always in his hand. And Sacco sailed the sea one day, ended up in the Boston Bay. Vanzetti sailed the ocean blue, ended up in Boston too. Two good men's a long time gone. Sacco and Vanzetti are gone. Two good men's a long time gone. They left me here to sing the song. I'll tell you if you ask me about the payroll robbery. 2 clerks were shot in the shoe factory on the streets of Old Braintree. I'll tell you the prosecutors' names: Catman, Adams, Williams, Kane. Them and the judge were the best of friends, did more tricks than circus clowns. The judge, he told his friends around, he'd put them rebels down. Communist bastards was the name the judge, he gave these 2 fine men. Two good men's a long time gone. Sacco and Vanzetti are gone. Two good men's a long time gone. They left me here to sing the song. Oh, well, I ain't got time to tell this tale, 'cause the branch and the bulls are on my tail. I won't forget these men who died to show good people how to live. All you people in Spassos Lane, sing the song and sing it plain. Everybody here tonight, sing the song, we'll get it right. Two good men's a long time gone. Sacco and Vanzetti are gone. Two good men's a long time gone. They left me here to sing this song. Two good men's a long time gone. Sacco and Vanzetti are gone. Two good men's a long time gone. They left me here to sing this song.
Corina, Corina, where you been so long? Corina, Corina, where you been so long? I've been thinking about you, babe, since you've been gone. I've got a bird that whistles, I've got a bird that sings. I've got a bird that whistles, I've got a bird that sings. Without you, Corina, I don't mean a thing. Corina, Corina, you've been on my mind. Corina, Corina, you've been on my mind. When I think about you, babe, I can't keep from crying. I've got a bird that whistles, I've got a bird that sings. But without my Corina, that don't mean a thing.
So here's Wally Page's 16 Fisherman Raven. There were 16 fishermen raving out on the town on Eve. 16 peacocks leave their nest and go flying into mystery. They tried to cut the Spanish look, but they look so untidy. Don't ask too much, you'll never get enough when you're flying into mystery. Flying into mystery, when you should be out seafaring. Run out the jib and rig the boom, step back reality. Oh yeah. When the ship is on the ocean, their nights are so empty. They're weary of the smelly fish and the wash of the salty sea. 16 fishermen raving, each one carrying his own call. They believe it will keep death away when they face the angry squall. Why face the angry squall when you could go dancing? Run out the jib and rig the boom, step back reality. Yat to your rat, to your rat, to your rat, yat to your rat, to your rat. Did the 16 fishermen raving, 'cause girls look so fancy. You could eat your fry off the back of her neck, and if you want some more, say please. When fishermen are feeling good, they feel it musically. They go down singing shanties to the dance floor all at sea. To the dance floor all at sea. 16 fishermen raving, run out the jib and rig the boom, step back reality. Flying into mystery, when they should be out seafaring. Run out the jib and rig the boom, step back reality. Yat-da-da-da-da, yat-da-da-da-da, yat to your rat, to your rat, to your rat, yat-da-da-da-da, yat-da-da-da-da, yat to your rat, to your rat. Yat-da-da-da-da, yat-da-da-da-da, yat to your rat, to your rat, to your rat, yat-da-da-da-da, yat-da-da-da-da, yat to your rat, to your rat, to your rat. Yay! Hey, Wally! I'm 90 miles from Dublin town. I'm in the hedge block sound. To help you understand me plight, the story now I'll tell. I'm on the blanket protest, my efforts must not fail. For I'm joined by men and women in Bukesh and Armagell. It all began one morning I was dragged to Castlereagh. And though it was 3 years ago, it seems like yesterday. For 3 days kicked and beaten, I then was forced to sign confessions that convicted me of crimes that were not mine. Sentenced in a Diplock court, my protest it began. I could not wear their prison gear, I was a blanket man. I'll not accept their status, I'll not be criminalized. That's the issue in the blocks for which we give our lives. Over there in London town, oh how they'd laugh and sneer. If they could only make us wear their loathsome prison gear. Prisoners of war is what we are, and that we must remain. The blanket protest cannot end till status we're again. I've been beaten round the romper room because I won't say sir. I've been frog-marched down the landing and dragged back by the hair. 1945 was a very good year when I landed in Moorfield in the county Kildare, baptised in the Liffey, the water cool clear, while the trout and the salmon were smiling. The war had just ended and the world was at peace. Tea was still rationed and sugar was scarce. There were soldiers and jockeys all over the place, and the sheep and the curra were grazing. There was Christian brothers and beautiful nuns and Dominican fathers all teaching me sums. Eternal damnation on their sizzling tongues, I soon scarpered from their old wisdom. Despite them I learned how to read and to write, picking trebles and Yankees, and truth I was bright. I soon found better things to be doing at night than trying to translate Virgil. As soon as I learned how to stand on me feet, I went off exploring the front and back street. I found lovely places where I could retreat, cool snugs and quiet dark corners. For the pleasures of porter I could not turn back. I developed a great love for gargle and crack, from the finest of brandy to the cheapest hardtack. God bless me and keep me till morning. I was riding for dreamland beyond near Athy, where the girls from the short grass would make a man cry. A woman from the Curra camp gave me the eye, and I fell for the postmaster's daughter. As I brought her home on the bar of me bike, I told her I'd love her as much as she'd like. She told me she'd meet me the following Saturday night, and I'll tell you the truth, I'm still waiting. We went out to Milltown to Frank Kelly's bar, where I called for 4 pints and I tuned my guitar. I fell in with the crowd that was in the back bar, and we gave her Dixie till morning. Red Prender was there with his 2 lovely girls. Dick and Con Collins were dealing out cards. Frank Kelly was shouting, "Come on lads, the guards," and he's still filling grand pints of porter. Now I'm learning some sense, slowly changing me ways. Herself and meself, we have long happy days. There's fine henty children to mind and to raise, and to keep things in continuation. When the long evening begins, when the long evening begins to come down, I'll take me guitar and I'll head into town. I'll sing a few songs and I'll act the clown to keep the whole process in motion. When the last chord is struck and rings out through the air, the crowd has gone home and there's nobody there, and I'm blowing round the sweet bogs of Kildare. On the Curra the sheep will be grazing. Well, I was lured by the rockin' horse sweets and the Bula Bus 50 while boys to a room. Sing love, love Ella, the dish ran away with the spoon. Black shoes and stockings for those who say don't. Blue is the colour outside. God made the world, the snake tempted Eve and she died. Wild Christian brothers sharpening their leathers, learn it by heart, that's the rule. All I remember is dreading September and school. Oh, when they made me, for better or worse, the fool that I am or the wise man I'll be, and they gave me their blessing, their curse. It wasn't their fault, I was me. not the one that you see. The priest in confession condemns my obsession with thoughts that I do not invite. I mumble and stutter, he slams down the shutter. Good night you too, father. Stainless as steel, you know how I feel. Someone shoot me while my sword is clear. I don't think I last, but my vow to abstain was sincere. Arch confraternity men to the fight, raise up your banners and high, searching for grace, securing me place when I die. Oh, when they made me, for better or worse, the fool that I am or the wise man I'll be, and they gave me their blessings or curse. It wasn't their fault, it was me, not the one that you see. Oh God, he kept a very close eye on me. He hung round me bed in the darkness, he spied on me, cut me in the long grass, so often he died on me. Ballrooms of romance in Salt Hill and Mallow, I stood like John Wayne by the wall. Lined up like cattle, we wait to do battle and fall. Ah, you can't wine and dine her in an old Morris Minor. Ask her before it's too late. I danced on girls' toes, accepted rejection as my fate. The rink was my saviour, it made me much braver, but I couldn't hold it too well. I slipped in the coach, it ruined me approach when I fell. Oh, when they made me, for better or worse, the fool that I am or the wise man I'll be, and they gave me their blessings or curse. It wasn't their fault, it was me, not the one that you see. Oh God, he kept a very close eye on me. Oh God, he kept a very close eye on me. Oh God, he kept a very close eye on me. Oh God, he kept a very close eye on me. Oh God, he kept a very close eye on me. In 1803 we sailed out to sea, out from the sweet town of Derry. For Australia bound, if we didn't all drown, the marks of our feathers we carried. In the rusty iron chains we cried for our wains, our good women we left in sorrow. As the mainsails unfurled, our curses we hurled on the English and thoughts of tomorrow. At the mouth of the foil, bid farewell to the soil, as down below decks we were lying. Oh, Doherty screamed, walking out of a dream, by a vision of bold Robert dying. The sun burned cruel as we dished out the gruel. Dan O'Connor was down with a fever. 60 rebels today, bound for Botany Bay. How many will reach their receiver? Them to hell as our bow fought to swell. Our ship danced like a moth in the firelight. White horses rode high as the devil passed by, taking souls to Hades by twilight. 5 weeks out to sea, we were now 43. We buried our comrades each morning. In our own slime we were lost in the time, endless night without dawning. Back home in Derry. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Van Diemen's Land is a hell for a man to end out his whole life in slavery, where the climate is raw and the gun makes the law. Neither wind nor rain care for bravery. 20 years have gone by, I've ended my bond. My comrades go swap behind me. A rebel I came, I'm still the same. On the cold winds of night you will find me. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, I wish I was back home in in the city of Chicago, as the evening shadows fall, there are people dreaming of the hills of Donegal. 1847 was the year it all began. Deadly pains of hunger drove 1 million from the land. They journeyed not for glory, their motive wasn't greed, a voyage of survival across the stormy sea. To the city of Chicago, as the evening shadows fall, there are people dreaming of the hills of Donegal. Some of them knew fortune and some of them knew fame. More of them knew hardship, died upon the plain. They spread throughout the nation, they rode the railroad cars, brought their songs and music to ease their lonely hearts. To the city of Chicago, as the evening shadows fall, there are people dreaming of the hills of Donegal.
I dreamt a dream the other night, I couldn't sleep a wink. The rats were trying to count the sheep and I was off to drink. There was footsteps in the parlour, voices on the stairs, and I was climbing up the wall and moving round the chairs. I looked out from under the blanket and up at the fireplace, and the Pope and John F. Kennedy were staring in my face. Suddenly it dawned on me I was getting the old ETs when the child of Prague began to dance around the mantelpiece. Goodbye to the port and brandy, to the vodka and the stag, to the Smithwick and the Harpic, the bottle, the raft and keg. As I sat looking up at the Guinness ad, I could never figure out how your man stayed up on the surfboard after 14 pints of stout. Well, I swore upon the Bible I'd never touch a drop. My heart was palpitating, I was sure it was going to stop. Thinking I was dying, I gave my soul to God to keep, and a tenner to St. Anthony to help me get some sleep. I fell into an awful nightmare, got a dreadful shock when I dreamt there was no duty free at the airport down in Knock. George Seawright was saying the rosary and Spock were on the pill. I dreamt Frank Patterson was gargled and he singing Spancel Hill. Goodbye to the port and brandy, to the vodka and the stag, to the Smithwick and the Harpic, the bottle, the raft and keg. As I sat looking up at the Guinness ad, I could never figure out How your man stayed up on the surfboard after 14 pints of stout. I dreamt that Mr. Hawley had recaptured Crossmaglen. Then Garrett got re-elected and he gave it back again. Dick Spring and Roger Casement were on board the Marita Ann, and as she sailed into Phoenix, they were singing Bannistrand. I dreamt Archbishop McNamara was on Spike Island for 3 nights, and having been arrested for supporting travellers' rights, dreamt that Rory Quinn was smoking marijuana in the Dáil, and Marie Desmond was handing Frenchies out to the Scots in Fianna Fáil. Goodbye to the port and brandy, to the vodka and the stag, to the Smiddick and the Harpic, the bottle, the raft and keg. As I sat looking up at the Guinness ad, I could never figure out how your man stayed up on the surfboard after 14 pints of stout. Oh, I dreamt of Nell McCafferty and Mary Kenny too, the things that we got up to, but I'm not going to tell you. I dreamt I was in a jacuzzi along with Alice Glenn. Then I knew I'd never, ever, ever drink again. Oh, goodbye to the port and brandy, to the vodka and the stag, to the Smiddick and the Harpic, the bottle, the raft and keg. As I sat looking up at the Guinness ad, I could never figure out how your man stayed up on the surfboard after 14 pints of stout. Oh, goodbye to the port and brandy, to the vodka and the stag.
Oh, the Easter snow, it is fading away. It was so rare and so beautiful, now it's melted back into the clay. Those days will be remembered beyond doubt in the knoll, listening to the master's notes as gently they did fall. Oh, the music as Seamus did play, but the thaw crept over the mantle white and turned it back to clay. Oh, the Easter snow, it is fading away. It was so rare and beautiful, but it's melted back into the clay. He gazed at the embers in reflection. He called up lost verses again. He smiled at a roguish recollection, while his fingers gripped the glass to stem the pain. When knocked on, his door would always open with the welcome he'd bid the time of day. Though we came when the last flakes were melted, while it lay upon the ground we stayed away. Oh, the Easter snow, it is faded away. It was so rare and so beautiful, now it's melted back into the clay.
first heard Tommy make 'em, and the Clancy's my future it was seen. I was bitten by the ballad bug ever since, the wound is never healed. When I got my first guitar, my fingers bled until I learned a chord or two. I pulled on me Aaron sweater, I wrote me mom a goodbye letter, started throwing shapes up in O'Donoghue's. I've played every lounge in Ireland, from Dingle right up to Donegal. I've sung Nancy Spain on stages where no other ballad singers play at all. From the rising sun in Brownstown to the Blue Lagoon with the river in Sligo town, Ballymurphy and the Bogside, Balnamore and once in Ballinasloe. If I get an encore, I go home feeling like a king. It's a two-way situation, I get a lot of pleasure when I sing. I take cabaret in Bundorden and Marquise for Father Horden, and I once stood in for Johnny McAvoy. From Berlin to San Francisco, I've gone on before the disco, lashing out the 4 green fields of Athenry. Mount Bellew was like purgatory, but Tulsk was just like being in hell. I've received my education in the lounges of this nation. After 25 years I'm doing well. If I get an encore, I go home feeling like a king. It's a two-way situation, I get a lot of pleasure when I sing. I was playing in the meeting place when half the special branch came through the door, and they were looking for the outlaw who stole the trousers back in 1984. They started listening to my songs and they hung around till after the show. If I ever need a taxi plate or a massage at the special rate, them's the boys could tell me where to go. If I get an encore, I go home feeling like a king. It's a two-way situation, I love to play my old guitar, and I get a lot of pleasure when I sing.
Prisoner down in his prison cell, knows the tyrant about his crime, condemned his soul to hell. Go down, ye murderer, go down, for the killing of his own dear wife and the murder of his child. The jury found him guilty and the hanging judge he smiled. Go down, ye murderer, go down. They took Tim Evans from the dock and they led him to a cell. They closed the door behind his back, saying, damn your soul to hell. Go down, ye murderer, go down. Tim Evans walked around the yard and the screws they walked behind. He saw the sky above the wall but knew no peace of mind. Go down, ye murderer, go down. The governor came came to a cell with the chaplain by his side, saying your appeal has been turned down, prepare yourself to die. Go down, you murderer, go down. Well, the hangman did for a pair. They tied the rope around his neck with the knots behind his ear. Go down, you murderer, go down. 1,000 lads were screaming and banging at their door. Tim Evans didn't hear them, he was deaf forevermore. Go down, you murderer, go down. That they're up for a crime he did